All right. So end of day one at the WPC conference. Again, I'm Nicole. It was a really good day, productive, really got me thinking about myself, my views, my opinions, and the things that I want to teach my son, who is only 2 now, but this is going to kind of give me the building blocks to teach him the correct ways and make sure he's not wrongly influenced. Um, but the first keynote speaker was really, really good. And then we went to our workshops. I went to, the first one was a different drummer, which was a workshop on um, dealing with how you process things, process your ideas and your feelings, experiences that you've had about racism and race in different mediums. The choices that we had were expressing yourself through movement or dance, through sound. Also, there was sculpture, you can working with clay, and then the one that I chose was, I do believe it's pronounced Medela, and I have that right here, and it's like a circle pattern drawing that a lot of different cultures use, and this is the one that I did. I don't know if you can see that very well. Um, but essentially, we kind of meditated beforehand, gave ourselves a couple of minutes just to kind of find an experience in our life, either recent or from childhood, that has to do with race or racism, and kind of just focus on that and, think about it and just think about where it was, what you were feeling at the time, and then put that feeling that you had into this medium. So that was my first workshop. I thought it was very productive. And then after we did those, whatever we chose, we got into little groups of 3, and we were split up by, people who didn't want to be classified, to the LGBT group, to women of color, um, or people of color, and white people. So I went into the LGBT group because I do consider myself bisexual. So that's a big thing that I've still deal with as far as um, talking with people about. But so we discussed that, and I actually met a girl who is going to a different university. She was going to the U of M, UW Madison, and she was actually from La Crosse, so that was a really good experience. And then the second workshop that I went to was the Speak Up, and that's one that really resonated with me as far as um, it was the gentleman was instructing us, or showing us that if you are in a situation where it's a racist comment, or something along those lines, something where that there's a particular group of people that are being offended, that you can speak up against those people without attacking them or being negative towards them. So for instance, you hear someone say a comment and you be like, what do you mean by that? A good example was, and I remember this from high school, is a lot of people like, oh, that's really gay. And, you can say, well, what do you mean by that? Like, can you be more specific as far as why you need to use that term, and not trying to call them out on it, but having them just explain it and be like, oh, well, that was, I didn't think that it was very cool. And it's just like, well, maybe word that out because that offends some people. But another one that he said, and if he said that if you can't really think of what to say, just say ouch. And then that will let that person that made the comment know that that would negatively affect someone else. So that was really good. Lunch provided was really good. And then as for the caucuses, I didn't attend today, but I am planning to do so tomorrow. And then I'm also planning on going to the film screenings that are tomorrow. And there are a couple of them that I was interested in for this evening, but kind of tuckered out, gonna go swim for a little bit, and then it's bedtime. But as far as tomorrow, there's a couple of the film screenings that I do want to go. I think it's the Still Doing It, which is facing ageism. Um, So I'll discuss that a little bit more tomorrow. Well, thank you very much. See you guys later.